introduction about myself anyway. First of all, I have to declare I'm not a doctor. And I used to work in Wall Street and Hong Kong for over 15 years. But it's all in the finance area. Then at the age of 40, I quit from the finance area and to start my own journey. After a few years, I began to focus on the Chinese culture, and I go deeper. Then I was on the way in search of all these healers. The reason for doing this is very simple. We got so many diseases all over the world, but it's very hard to cure merely by taking medicine. So I've been always dreaming of finding a way so that we can heal all these problems without medicine, without surgery, nothing. Without even going to a doctor. And I found so many ways, and I tried from acupressure, acupuncture, medicine, massage, carving, all these things, you name it, and bone setting. Yet, most of these techniques have to be done by the professionals, like acupuncture or medicine. So, I went out searching, and I was lucky, and I found out quite a few simple ways. But among all this, I put two on the top of the priority. Number one, I call it Paida. Paida means slapping. The other one is Lajin. La is stretch. Jin is tendon. So just stretch the tendon. The reason for this, I think I make a little bit clear for the theory behind it. Many people, first of all, have a lot of doubts. How could this be? How can this possibly happen without medicine? First of all, we need to make it clear what is the disease. We are given all kinds of names: diabetes, headache, hypertension, low back pain, disc, insomnia, all sorts of problems. But behind this, if you study Indian medicine or Chinese medicine, you find out ultimately all these different names of the diseases have only one cause. That is the blockage of our meridians. So everyone is born with a self-healing system. And the meridian system is what we call, in the Asian times, in old time, the meridian system, I'm sure in the Indian system they have another name for this, but it's the same thing. It's invisible. But you can see, no matter it's human being, humankind, or the universe, it is the invisible that is controlling the visible. You look at the change of the weather, you see nothing. Some power behind it, then it changes. Sometimes sunshine, sometimes windy. And for we human beings, the same thing. See, look at all of you. You have the same eyes, nose, but everyone has different problems. It's invisible, it's inside. So all this is caused by one reason. That is the blockage of the meridian. When the meridian is blocked, so the qi, the Chinese call it qi, yin qi and yang qi, cannot go through. It accumulates all this pressure. So you feel the pain. You've got all this kind of so-called bacteria, that's Western medicines, and I've got human, we've got all kinds of problems. So that being the case, it's easier for us to focus on problem for healing. So since all the reasons is one, so we just need to do one thing. That is to cleanse the meridian. Then the job is done. If the meridian or the meridians are blocked, the yin and the yang will lose the balance. So you look, I'm sure you have an image about the Tai Chi image, right? One side is black, the other side is black and white, okay? One represents the yin, black. The white represents the yang. When the yin increases, the yang will decrease. So when the yang decreases, yin will increase. Vice versa, it's all the same. That's how it works. So when our meridians are blocked, the yin, or the negative energy will accumulate. So we have a loss of balance. With loss of balance, then the diseases happen. And then another question appeared. How and where shall we begin? How do we cleanse the meridians? As a matter of fact, no matter it's Western medicine or Eastern medicine, they are doing the same thing. They are just activating the self-healing system. Even the founder of Western medicine, Hippocrates, the Greek, he said the same thing. Nature heals. Doctors are only assistants. So no matter if you use acupuncture, or medicine, or massage, no matter what techniques you use, the functioning is the same. That is to activate our own system. You all have the experience. You get a cup here. Even if you don't do anything, it will be healed automatically in the future, right? So, for us, we have all these ways. As I mentioned just now, they can be only done by those professionals who got the training. What about the ordinary people like us? We're not doctors. Can we become healers? My experience in the past few years is that we can do much, much, much better than the doctors. Then we have another question. We teach people, they learn it in a few minutes. But some get excellent results. Their blood pressure normalized, they have, the diabetes, problem is gone, no more insulin. But most of them say, okay, I don't have much result. If you check out what's going on, you'll find out something funny. We human beings have a bigger disease which cannot heal by me, only by yourself. That is laziness. People are lazy. They learn it, then they quit. Then they keep on asking questions. Mr. Shah, would you tell me another secret formula? They teach. Then they say, they always think that you hide something, I can assure you, I tell you everything. The question is not thinking or raising endless questions. It's a question of action. Do it. If you don't do it, no matter how many secrets you have, it doesn't make any sense. So what we do, we found a great way. We end up doing a workshop. What is a workshop? What kind of workshop? That is, we normally do a 7-day workshop, but you have to do it in a hotel or a retreat, so that people live together for 7 days without going home. You cannot go home. If you go home, then you are liberalized. But stay here from early morning until evening. Everything is in the schedule. From early morning, 5:30, go out. What? Jogging. And then meditation. Then I teach classes. Then we do the Paida and Lajin for 5 to 6 hours. See, if you do this just for 15 minutes, you think it's boring. And then among 7 days, 3 days fasting. And in the evening, time for sharing, then again, meditation. You just imagine, merely for the jogging, meditation, and fasting, it's impossible to implement at home. See, you got all the delicious food at home. You got a phone call, you got all this It's funny. Even if people go home from the workshop, their beloved ones at home are still experts. They have never done this thing, but everybody appear in the face of an expert. How can you do this? This will break your vessels, veins. This will break your tendon. How can you do this? So they're all experts. So we have so far done more than 150 workshops all over the world. Beijing, Shanghai, Hong Kong, Singapore, Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, Los Angeles, San Francisco, and also in Germany, Switzerland. Many workshops. The result, in general, if we neglect the names of the disease, because everyone has all kinds of diseases, the successful rate for the healing result is 100%. Meaning everyone, more or less in one way or another, they will have a kind of healing result. But more specifically, people will focus on the names of the disease. Let's say hypertension, high blood pressure. I won't say 100%, it's almost 95%. Or the diabetes problem, 95%. But for the lower back pain, knee pain, frozen shoulders, all these pain problems, I would say it's over 95%. All of them have great effect, which you will see very soon here. And here, something I have to emphasize. There are quite a few concepts in our technique. Number one, very important, forget the names of the diseases. Why? They are very misleading. They not only give you good stuff, they give you a lot of trouble. Typical example, hypertension. You've got high blood pressure, okay? Naturally, you are given the medicine for lowering blood pressure. Sounds perfect, right? That is misleading already. High blood pressure is not a disease. It's only a phenomenon or the result of a disease. What is the disease? It's the blockage of the meridian. Which is the meridian that is blocked? Heart. Heart is the very first one to be blocked. Then in Chinese medicine, heart is regarded as the king of all the organs. So normally when the king is somehow went wrong, all these generals and ministers all go wrong. So when the heart meridian is blocked, you will not have any doubt. If the meridians of kidney, liver, spleen, bladder, gallbladder, stomach, they are blocked. So how can you just focus on lowering the blood pressure while neglecting all the other diseases? So when I ask you to forget about the name of the disease, it's only forget the name of the disease. I'm telling you, there are more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even 10 diseases behind the name you are given. So you have more diseases. Once you do healing, you have to do them all. Holistic. This is, believe me, this is the only way. There's no other way. If you go to the hospital, you will see many things. I'm a doctor. I'm an expert on liver. He's a doctor on heart. That's nonsense. Yeah. How can you divide people into different organs? That's impossible. Okay, so you have to get a clear mind what is the disease and forget about the names of the disease, while at the same time keep in mind another concept. All disease is a complex disease, which means when you are given a name or you have a symptom, always keep in mind there are more than one meridian of blood. So once you want to do healing, you do all of them. Then the question comes again. How do we know where I shall begin with? How do I know where my meridians, which of my meridians are? When I teach this, even in China, the younger generation have no idea about meridian. So I ask them a question. Do you guys know about antivirus software? They all raise their hands. I'll say, okay. All of us, everyone, is born with antivirus system. It's like human right, we're born with it. That is our antivirus system. Once you do the Paida and Lajin, you activate that system. Then that system will scan your whole body. And it will automatically hook up the virus. Then diffuse it, dissolve it. All done automatically. You don't have to worry about where your problem is. When you do the stretching and slapping, all the symptoms will appear. Why? I use the river as an example. Let's say, look at
Yeah, exactly.
if the river is dry, no water, or the water is very small, you know, the blocked area doesn't feel anything. Even if it's blocked, because it's so tiny teeny. But after the rain drop, so become flooding, more water flows. So the blocked area will accumulate more water. So the pressure will get higher and higher. Pressure. That's how and why you feel the pain. So it's the same here. When you do paidalajin, the qi inside you get activated, so they get stronger and stronger circulating in your body. Wherever it is blocked, all these problems will appear. So you will have what we call healing crisis. What is the healing crisis? That is when you have certain area that is blocked, then when the qi comes stronger, those blocked areas will have bigger pressure. That is where exactly your diseases are. Then all these problems will appear. You got higher blood pressure, then it get higher. You got headache, you get headache. Insomnia, you get insomnia. Or coughing, you know. Some people will even get fainting, vomiting, sick, pain, all sorts of things you name it. Please keep in mind, very important. Don't be frightened. All these things are your own diseases. It's not from somebody else, not from heaven. So I will use another word. All diseases physically in our body are only a reflection of our internal darkness, internal shadow, or the yin energy. See, in that way, it's really fits what the mother said. One day I was in the park guest house. Two sentences on the table. One is, there is a great beauty in simplicity. So the things we are doing, so simple. Too simple to be true. Another sentence on another table I remember very clearly. Also by the mother. Change yourself if you want to change the world. See the problem though? All these people are busy changing the world, you know. Making money, blah, 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 you know, a lot of things. When do they have the idea? Or when can they have the idea to change themselves? Until they get a disease. If the disease is too small, too minor, doesn't work. You got a very serious disease. Then you are so painful, you can't even walk. You have to lie in bed. Then you have to change yourself. Paida. In ancient China, this is not called Paida. Paida is Latin. It's just a translation. But in old time, they don't call it, you know, this. They say revealing disease. To reveal them, drive them out. That's in Taoism. In Buddhism, they have another version for this. They call beating the ghosts or beating the demons. You do this, it's Tao. Okay? That is in the Oriental way. I explain it in a more mixed way. Okay? In China, in Chinese characters, the medicine is music. But they plus one thing, plus a herbal, a grass, So if you literally translate the medicine in Chinese character, it could be two meanings. One, the music from the grass. Another interpretation is the music from heaven. Because the grass is like this, it's like two antennas on the head. So our human body is every single one it's like an orchestra. They are vibrating every day. That's life. In and yang, in and yang, in and out, vibration. But normally people only know our heart is beating. In fact, every organ, every cell is beating. Every sound we hear, every color we see is all frequency. For sure. Now you know, right? I don't have to explain in detail. Well, come back to our body. This is not orchestra. Who is the conductor? Our mind. I wouldn't use the word heart. Because even in China, it's always misinterpreted. Because the heart in the Chinese medicine is both the visible and the invisible. It's a system. So when the mind working as a conductor, its job is to harmonize everything so that it could be balanced in general, the yin and the yang. So let's say if a player, everyone in our spleen, our liver, our kidney, there are different players in the orchestra. If someone plays too fast or too slow, the conductor's job is to harmonize it, to make it in a good rhythm. So that way, all the rhythm become harmonized, then balanced. Then you become healthy. Whenever you do it too fast or too small, it's a noise. So conductor's job is to get rid of the noises and harmonize the whole, music. So when we do the slapping, you know what happened? Number one, what do you feel? You feel the pain. The pain, I'm sure, is the best natural medicine in the whole world. When you got the pain, number one, you feel it by your heart. The heart as a conductor will immediately transmit that signal, send the signal to every single cell in your body. So everyone get it. Then they will adjust. That's how it works. And so this kind of beating music, in the orchestra. But for Lajin, the tendon, don't you think tendon in our body is like a string? So that is a kind of string quartet. You see, when you do this, you get changed too. Why? As people get aged, get older, they become harder and harder. Look at the young baby. They're so soft, right? But as they get older and older, they get harder and harder. They get very old, very hard. And you die, you're completely hard. So the logic is very simple. If you want to be healthier, you want to live longer, you just make yourself softer. Stress the tendon so that it be longer. So in Chinese Taoism or medicine, they have a saying: if you can make your tendon 1 inch longer, you can live 10 years longer. It's very simple. So now I have another theory behind this. This is not from me. A Chinese Western medicine scholar, he's also a doctor. He came to me, give me a report about the latest discovery in science. It's published in the Cell magazine. Cell magazine is a big magazine in the West, in the cell and biological sector, in 2007. The writer is Professor Gerald Casanti from Columbia University in New York. What he found out is that the bones, the skeleton, and the muscles in the human body used to be regarded only as a supporting systems to support our body and also to do sporting. But now they found out the bones and the muscles are the biggest endocrine system, which means they will change all your hormones, insulins, everything, stem cells, they will change. If you give them incentive. So that's why after the years of experience, they forecasted that in the years to come, a new way to heal diabetes will be born. Because they found out the insulin can be generated through the muscles and bones. Yet, they know, or he knows, the theory behind it. They don't know the clinical practice. Yeah, I know, and actually I've practiced for years, all this clinical stuff. Thousands, even millions of people. But I don't know his theory, because that is something like science. So even now, we don't know each other. It's funny, isn't it? But what a coincidence. It's like a message sent from God. Okay, now, so much for the theory. For us, action is more important. So why don't you guys follow me, and we did slapping first. And I have to say a few words before the action. Normally, I don't know why, all over the world, in the past years I'm promoting this, what I observe, what I see is that men are more vulnerable to the pain. They're all more afraid of pain than women. So women, you know, maybe. And they, at home, they all have all this kind of funny arguments. The wives do better. The husbands always avoid. That's one thing. Another thing is, after a few minutes, some people get a lot of poison stuff. Then they are frightened. Ask me what it is. That's okay. In Chinese, there is a special word for this. It's called sha. Sha, if I do it in English, the translation would be poisoned blood. If you got all this accumulation of garbage, poison, they will appear here or wherever you did it in a different color. The darker the color, the more poison inside. So this is a very accurate diagnosis. So number one, if you do this, you will diagnose yourself what kind of problems you have. If you have this shock, that means you got this meridian blocked. But it's funny. Because we don't have a projector for the PowerPoint show. In PowerPoint, we have a lot of photos, but now we don't have. So it's better to see the real one, right? Another big phenomenon is when people do it for a few minutes, some people get the shock, some people don't. It's okay, I'm healthy. I don't have the shock. I did the same thing in Malaysia in the TV show. I said, okay, those are the young guys. Calm down. Now you switch. You beat each other. In 1 minute, everyone got all this special stuff. So it's only, you see, in China, all over the world, they have the same function. No, do this, but they do like this, or do this for just a few minutes. I tell you the secret. Also for the yoga team. The yoga practitioners have all these kind of difficult positions to do. Then they came to me, you know, for what? For treatment. So I feel funny. I said, you practice yoga, and that is for making you healthy. How can you have all these problems? Not one, many of them, hundreds of them, yoga coaches, teachers. Then I found out the secret in our Lajin, stretching very close to yoga, but we have some secret. Paida too. Everywhere they do Paida. The secret is in time. Timing is very important. You do it for 5 minutes, different from doing 30 minutes. One yoga coach, very famous coach in China, he tried. He said, okay, I did 10 minutes, nothing. So one day he just stand there like a meditation, look like here, tied up for 2 hours. You know what happened when he opened up his eyes? It's all black, which you will see now. Okay, so number one, this is the diagnosis. So shall we begin now? Yeah. Wait.
can do it. I'll handle it. Okay. Good.
See, if we divide it into yin and yang, you can also say one is dark, the other is light. So now the light, the brightness is increasing, the warmth. So the dark, the cold is decreasing. It's yin and yang, right? Now I use, okay, could you, and another lady, I think you come. I'll use these two ladies to do a little bit more explanation. First of all, you show them what you have. We now, you see here.
Can we see the sun, please?
Yeah. Different directions. The other one, yeah. Okay. Good.
Can't see you, sorry.
They want to see closer, huh? Okay, may I do some explanation here? Just use this as a showcase, okay? Look at our meridians here. If you go all the way from this one, here, that is heart meridian. See here, we got heart problems. The one in the middle finger all the way here, light goes through the middle. That's pericardium. That is also heart, linked with heart. And with the thumb here, this is the lung. So basically, it's all covering the chest. So you got heart disease, lung disease all here. And for this lady, it's the same. If you do no more, we'll get out. So this is a very, thank you. This is a very typical diagnosis. So you know what you have. For those of you who have not got anything here, you can either do it more at home, or you can do it each other. I guess when you do each other, that kind of thing will appear more. And then the big issue arises, always. People who come to me, you ask these two ladies, do you know you've got heart disease? Do you know? No. See? Many people even come to me. Yesterday, I went to hospital, check out. Doctor said, I don't have a heart disease. My reply is, you are a very brave man. How dare you believe in the doctors? That's my typical answer. They will never know you have a heart disease or not until your heart disease is in the last stage. See, if you got stage 1, 2, 3, the last stage, is the dying stage. So they will normally say, okay, sorry, you got heart disease. Then the next sentence will be, you got 3 months to live in the world. Of discovering your own problem first. Believe me, see, I do harder than you. If you don't have a blockage there, no matter how hard you will try, you won't have that. If you do have, it will get out anyway. Even if, let's say, if you don't do it, the problem, the disease is still there. And it is yours, not from anybody else, okay? Now, because of the limited time, we show another 3 areas to tie up. That's number 1. Number 2 is the hands. The hands are very important. See? Put on your knees. Like this. do this, they will disappear. Many hundreds of people will disappear. And okay, stop. Okay. That's why I tell you assure. Many people ask, why do I pick up this two methods, two techniques? There are 5 reasons. Number 1, you've got to have the superior healing effect. If you don't have healing effect, no one will come to you. No matter how you advertise, no one will hear you. That's number 1. Number 2, simple. Extremely simple so that people can learn it in 1 minute. If people have to go for class 1 hour, make notes, pass examinations, that's too long. Right? Nowadays people live on computer and clicks. If it's too long, they won't read, they won't listen. So learn it in 1 minute. Actually, you can learn it in less than 1 minute. Number 3, safety. You cannot have any side effect. But later we found out there are some effects, side effects, but they are positive ones. Number 1, losing weight. If you do this for long, you lose a lot of weight. In a Germany workshop, one lady with depression, very fat. Then, after attending 2 workshops, she gave up all the medicine. But what makes her more happy is that she lost 20 kilos. 20 kilos is a lot, see? But normally lose 5-10 kilos is a piece of cake. Another side effect is make your skin more smooth, beautiful like a soup. All this color will be gone. And one Tibetan girl who is a college student, very healthy, but she helped her auntie feeding every day, slept. So 2 months later, she found all this kind of color on the face, all gone. So she's very happy. Another, 3rd side effect is making people grow taller. It's even more effective for the older people who are over 70s, 80s, they grow even faster. You know why? Because their tendon contracted like this. And also for the Parkinson guys, for the low back, after stretching and lengthening, woo, then you can taller. So I'm not kidding. Okay? Now come back to this one. This, people ask for the function. In here, the meridians go all the way to the head. So for doing this, it's good for your headache, for your eyes, for your mouth, nose, all these problems. And extremely good for constipation. To do this, so we normally in the speech, in the lecture, we cannot do it for too long. Otherwise, we never have enough words. Okay, the number 3 one, the knees. The knees are very important, okay? All around the knees you have to do it. First of all, do the front side. Okay, that's done. Then you got side, inside. Very, very important. You might do yourself or you can help each other. But help yourself, okay? You have to stand straight like this. See that? Oh, I tell you later. A lot of kinds of problems. Okay, knees, number one. All the walking knee problems, all kinds of pain problems. Western medicine will give you hundreds of names. Water in it, fracture, with blah, 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 blah. No matter what name is, you just do it. So last year, I gave my students a homework in the Chinese New Year. I said, this time you go home, give your parents a gift. Give them a good beating. No else but first of all on the knees. You know when it comes, when they get back. This is the most beautiful gift that we ever had. Why? Just imagine, at our age, all parents over 70s, 80s, almost every one of them have knee problems, more or less. You just do this all around, all this pain, numbness, calm. It's so easy. The only problem is what? Is the mindset. If the mindset is okay, they're not afraid of pain. Just look at the surgery. You know, for the bypass they did here, all the bones were like this. They're not afraid of it. Why? Because this is science. This is scientific. They're okay. This is not science, not okay. So it's the mindset. It's the darkness, the twisted darkness inside our body that makes all these senses. So, as the mother says, or bingo. This is what I learned from here. You have to translate from level 1, level 2 until you reach the supermarket, right? But our very, very physical body is the very basic foundation. This is like ABC. If you can't fix your physical body, how can you finish the transformation? Get it? See? You've got physical, then you've got mental, then you've got spiritual, then you get higher and higher. But now, I talk with the people in China. They got meditations in Taoism, Buddhism, temples. I give lectures to them. They can't even do like this, you see? For like this. You can do it after doing the stretching easily. But even do like this. They got pain here. They got pain there. I said, you can't even do this. How can you do the transformation? Nothing. So, if we can always do like this, sit. So this is why many Chinese temples, Taoist temples, Buddhist temples, they use this way. There are two specific good things for them. Number one, they can do this. Just for a few days. Some just even for, a week, they can do like this. But many people for 20, 30 years, they cannot do this. That's number one. Number two, after practicing lajin and slapping, all of them have great significance or improvement in getting rid of the pain. I don't know why, they're just like the yoga practitioners. They got many pains. So I said, okay, forget about all the abstract pain. Let's just do something that is good for our daily life. First of all, get rid of the pains. So by slapping this and stretching here, the pains are gone. That's very, very meaningful. Then you know what? Next, you become a healer. See how simple it is. Then you can heal others. How do you heal others? You don't even have to use your hands. Just use your mouth, like what I'm doing here. You do this, you do that, you become a healer. A few days ago, we did a small presentation in Aka here. Aka? I remember quite a few, 3 or 4 French ladies came. On that day, we only do the healing directly. One lady, French lady, couldn't lie down flat. Pain. For a long time. So that being the case, she couldn't go to sleep in bed. Couldn't lie. So we just do a little bit flatting, slapping, and then stretching. Bingo. The pains, I can't say 100%, 90% gone. She could write. You know what happened? Very soon, she became a healer. The next French lady came to do the stretching. She came to help. I told her I to do this. She became an expert immediately because it's so simple. So that's why I'm always focusing people to do it, then you teach others. Another reason for my promoting this in the past few years all over the world is that I got a clinic for 1 year in Beijing. Every day, sometimes 40, sometimes 100, sometimes more than 100 people came because of the healing effect is so good. But then I found I'm going to die. I cannot do everyone, right? So I said, okay, the best way is to teach yourself. You do it yourself. Then you can do it. Then you can duplicate yourself. You can teach others. Then the others can teach others. Why? It's so simple. It's a piece of cake. Okay, now coming back to the 4 general parts, the last one will be the foot. For the foot, okay, all directions you do. Number 1, this side. Both sides. There is a saying in Chinese medicine, you do the right, you also heal the left. You do the lower part, you also heal the upper part. Every year I would go to Tibet. Once when I was in Tibet, living in a monastery, in those days I would hear at least 100 people per day. How? But in those days I also used acupuncture plus these things. It got a lot of headaches. For the headache, I never put my needle on the head. Where? On the foot. Then they have the knee pain here. They already got extremely pain here. I never put a needle on the knee. Where? On the arm. So, remember, it is always a holistic thing. This is why I ask you to forget about the names. The names are not important. No matter what names we have, it's always okay to hit the 4 general parts. These general parts have something to share. It's not randomly chosen. We practice for years, this is what we discovered. Number 1, they are all the joints. The joints is like the curving of the river. That is where all this garbage accumulates. See? Number 2, they are also the very important echo points in the Chinese meridian charts. Okay? Why feet and hands? If you look at the meridian charts, easily available. Feet and hands are the beginning of all the meridians. So it's like using leverage. You go far, but on the other side, the power is even more powerful. Okay? Now so much for Paida. The next technique is Lajin. Lajin, La is stretch, Jin is tendon or ligament. I already talked about the reason. People get shrink flexible, get older, get diseased. Okay, another phenomenon. Even if you are not old, if you are sick, if you're diseased, you also become harder. So all these working problems, pain problems, disc problems, all related to this. Some people say, okay, I'll focus on the bone. I told them the secret is not on the bone. It's on the tendon and the muscle. Why? It's like in old days, all those, the pillar for transforming electricity. You got lines, right? It is the lines, the cables that fix the pillar. If one side is loosened, the other side is fixed, then they will bias. They will lean, right? So once you get your tendon okay, the bones will be automatically fixed, no matter what it is, okay? As I always do, in this kind of session, for demonstration, I would normally pick up the patients from the audience to do this, and you will get healing effect immediately. So now tell me who has the disc lower back problem. Then you tell us what your problem is.
Sometimes he comes and now also is saying that.
So here, okay. What else? That's it.
Sometimes this side and sometimes that.
Now you're bending like this.
Not to that.
This way so that people can feel more clear. Okay, good. What about squatting like this? That's as far as you can go. Okay, see, if you cannot go any further down. The reason I'm doing this is we'll compare after doing this, okay? Come. You know how to do it. Up, forget it. Somebody come help. Hey, yeah. Just come here. See, push a little bit here. You see? Arms back. This is also diagnosed. Why? But merely have a look at this. You know he has got a disc on the lower back problem. You don't have to check out on the lower back. You just look at the knee here, you see? This knee, this leg straight, looks straight, but it's fake. Not real. Why? Look at this one. The normal position should be this one touch the ground. But if I press it a little bit, oh, see? And also some of this will get bent again. See? To judge whether this works or not, you just look at the expression. If the expression looks something, it works. If some are lying here and smiling, singing songs, it doesn't work. Why? Because there's no pain. No pain, no pain. So you have to make a little bit soften here. Yeah, that's good.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just a little bit, yeah. Press this one a little bit. Just a little bit. You can't do it hard. Okay, that's one diagnosis. That means he has got the lower back problem. Another one is here. We can check out whether someone has a frozen shoulders or not. You see? Look at here. But for some, even it's flat like this, you still don't know. So you press a little bit. You feel pain here? What about this one? So for some people, not there, just on me. Yeah, that's a little bit. Now, do you feel warmer a little bit? So some people say, I'm already sweating. So this is the way to drive out the ghost inside. Get rid of the darkness inside.
Yes.
Please yes or please not. And he is saying please not. Right, because you want to get out. Okay, even so, even just for a few minutes, you will see, normally if you do one leg, then you can, normally after doing one leg, you take a walk, you will find one side is lighter, the other side is heavy. You walk. And some of them line longer, the other is short. How do you feel now? Better. You can ask because you're afraid of the pain, right? Okay, let's do the other side. Actually, it should be 5 minutes. I think we did only 1 minute. Okay. Yeah, sure. See, we always need help so that people can learn and experience. Come here to, yeah, this one. You have to do it slowly. Okay. During this time, we can do more explanation. Okay.
They are operating.
For most of the people, you cannot do it. Ideally, you do it with a bench like this. This bench, I would especially thank Rama. He did a real nice job. He asked for a carpenter, then for 2 days makes this one. But because he's in a big size, at home you can do it in a smaller one. Yeah. Oh, yeah, actually we got something like this. At home, you can put 2 chairs like this on a door frame or on a wall corner, so that
No, no,
you don't-
I was just touching you to say hello.
Another way for the frozen shoulders and the lower back is in a door frame. In a door frame, supposing this is a door, you can stand like this. This is also very useful. It looks very simple, but for those who have frozen shoulders and this problem and the knee problem, it's very hard for them to do. Please drive the darkness out. No. 1 more minute. 1 more minute. 1 more minute. Do you know? This is another secret. Of course, when you do this, you have the pain. But if you must let the pain until the last minute, the last moment is the best result. But before he goes up, you have to give what we call golden push. Sorry about that.
You want to take him? I should take from golden push. He's laughing.
See, at least he's still alive. Come on.
Pain is gone?
Hey, God.
Oh, who's him?
See? And then you also do some squatting like this. Do you see any improvement? You see, I'm not a magician. I'm just a cruel man. You know? There's no secret. No pains, no gains, of course. Because of limited time. Sorry about being cruel to you. You can be less painful, but the time should be even longer. Should be longer. That also works. But we never have enough time. Huh? Yeah. It is indeed the secret. Why do we go through the darkness? Why do we go through the suffering? Because we want to have the real light. See, the suffering is not purpose to make you suffer. It's for let you have no suffering or less suffering in the future. Suffer. Okay? Anyone else? Now he's a healer now. You come this way so that you can do both. Yeah? No, here. He is so skillful now. Now check the shoulders here. You can. See this way from. So right arm. See normally maybe people use more, with this. Right arm. Okay. Now I leave you a little bit time for questions and answers. Yes?
What time of day is it a good time to do?
Okay. What time? Anytime. Anywhere. No time. It's good for the a little bit hard. A little bit, not too much. A little bit. You should judge according to the patient's expression and his requirement. If it's too much, you should let it go. Okay? Yeah, it's okay. It's not good. So he's already okay. Do the squatting, then stand up. Just tell us how you feel. Because during that process, you will feel the pain. Yeah. You sit down again and get up again. Good.
How can we remember all these exercises? Are there books where?
Website.
Oh, more information can be available. I can write it down. You have a pen? Yeah. I'll write it down for you. You can, I'll write. Be careful. Website is all in English, okay?